now he's actually around them.
Yes, I do have to say though, JP, I am proud of the I'm proud of the GOAT effort here. This is good work. This is looking nice. Can we get a motivation for said effort?
I don't have a barber. I've been cutting my own hair, and
What's
But you shave yourself every day though, so that like you don't need a barber for that.
We don't put razors on our faces.
Oh,
you're looking more like face. You're looking more like face. Actually.
Oh yeah. Side by side comparison.
So it's the GOAT of goats.
I had a real shag for a while there. Brobes, you got a solid effort going.
Yeah, I mean, this is okay. I actually got a professional haircut last week before we went to a wedding.
Nice.
My dad has a woman who's been cutting his hair for like 5 years, or ever since he moved up here. And this is actually kind of a funny story. She is doing it out of like her in-laws' garage. Like it's this like, and it's like a done up garage. Like cars are, some souped up cars are in there, and there's like gas things on the wall. They like did it up to make it look like it was like a gas station stop or whatever inside there. And there's like this, big mirror, and there's a chair, and it's like really shady looking. Like, cause she sent me a picture of the directions, and like I had to pull into this gate, and it was just like I parked in the grass. And there she was, like sticking her head between there, and she's not supposed to be doing it. So, but her husband's a cop, so she got away with it. But hey, I needed a cut for the wedding, and it worked. So,
I have this vision.
Huh?
Why didn't you let Layla chop you?
No, she did the first time. The first time I needed a haircut, she did it, and then, but since we were going to a wedding, she says you go to a professional.
So you actually went to a wedding. What was the capacity crowd on that?
Oh, it was like 32 people.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be getting married up in up near Sacramento, but they had to cancel that. But they wanted to keep the wedding day, so they got married down in Tustin, in Orange County, at this at the bride's sister's house, and it's like super wealthy neighborhood. Like this backyard had a pool with a waterfall and a slide and everything, and yeah, it was really nice. So my wife was a bridesmaid, so we had to go.
I let Janelle do the work on this about 8 weeks ago.
That looks like Kellen right there.
Well, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
What did your wife think about that? Because her jeans suck.
I don't know, man. I wish I could answer that problem. All right. Well, more on that in a minute. Let's start the show.
Yeah.
Welcome back into the bullpen, the 4-box, the bullpen after dark. JP's job makes us do this at like 4:30 in the morning, so that's what we're doing. This is the bullpen. This is actually episode 60, gentlemen, if you can believe that.
Oh.
It's been
60, man.
It's been quite a many a day since we've done a bullpen podcast. And just so you know how many seconds it's been 61 million seconds since we've done a bullpen podcast.
Did you actually do the math?
No, I did not. I have a thing here. I'm not that smart, Brandon.
Okay.
No, you know better. But we're back. We're back here in the bullpen. We decided to get the band back together. We've got a lot that's happened in the last nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
Two of us became fathers. Yep. I became father again. Much to everybody's surprise. There's a lot's been going on, but let's start with before we get into all the, because we have to catch up too. I mean, the four of us.
JP became a dog father.
That's right. Well, I think did you have Molly before? No. Okay, so we've all become.
It's only been a little over a year.
Well, there you go. So before we get into all that, because we got a lot to catch up on here in the bullpen for sure. Let's bring back the old standard and do a hydration check and see what everybody's drinking this evening. It is currently it's currently 10:34 p.m. Of course. You know what, Brobes? I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you for finding the White Claw.
You sipping that lit Loza juice?
Hey, man. It's smooth. It's easy to drink. You can buy a lot of them, stock the fridge with them.
And I'm fully
yeah.
to blame for him. For
Yeah.
White Claw.
The first one I ever had was at your kid's birthday party.
Kellen's second birthday party, I think.
Yeah, he's now graduating college.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So, bros, what's going on, man? So you got the mango White Claw. What's going on?
Yeah.
Here? Tell us about it.
Not a whole lot. I was, since been unemployed since February, or fun employed, as my wife likes to call it, to try to keep me sane. But yeah, just trying to stay busy around the house. Got to spend a lot of time with my son, AJ, Aiden James, and now that he's back in daycare, now I have a little bit more free time on my hands. But yeah, trying to get back into the employment world. So, but other than that, just hanging out, taking walks, doing all.
And I know the drill. You're whispering because you're in your place, and you have a 1.5-year-old. Oh, let's see. Oh, AJ Cam.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
JP, what are you drinking, dude? You going your usual? Yeah.
Water?
High quality H2O.
I would have expected the Heme for the reunited, the Hennessy for the reunited Bullpen.
I had alcohol.
If we did this on a Friday, maybe you would.
From the club.
Yeah.
Nah, if it was tomorrow, I'd be high, but I probably wouldn't be drinking.
Oh, that's fine. That's hydroponic check.
The Bullpen listeners should know. The Bullpen listeners should know that JP no longer lives in the Bay Area where we all reside. Now he's back to SoCal, back to his roots. Fight on, I guess is what they say. But what's going on down there, buddy?
Actually, like this day, and I was that. That's Texas.
I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
Welcome, baby.
Welcome.
I heard they're renovating your stadium, Daniel Harris. I was confused about that because there's never anybody inside of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's COVID ready.
Yeah.
It was COVID ready before COVID was a thing.
Exactly.
San Jose State started social distancing on Saturday morning.
It was never an issue before. We're going to be good. We're going to have the same attendance this year as we did last year. It's going to be great.
Interesting.
So how's the spot in SoCal? How's things going?
It's cool. I mean, I've been working like a Hebrew slave per usual. Fully staying inside because I don't want the Rona, and it seems as though everybody outside has it, which is kind of scary. People aren't dying anymore, but the cases are sky high, so I'm good.
I got tested yesterday actually for it.
Wait, did they hit you with the swab that tickled your brain?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They were they gave away free tests over here by the library by our apartment. So we stood in line for like an hour and did it. But yeah, it tickled more than it hurt. So, but yeah, don't know the results
fingers
yet.
crossed. Yeah.
We'll find out. We figured we went to that wedding, so we figured, it makes sense to at least try to, make sure we don't have it. So we'll know in the next couple of days. What was that?
Did you guys sit 6 feet apart?
My wife and I know we stood in line together.
No, I'm talking about at the wedding because I know the backyard was massive.
Oh, at the wedding, it was not as socially distanced as you would hope it would be, but everybody, it was all like family and stuff like that. So, but we took the chance, and we'll see. I guess we'll find out.
All right, Diggity, what you got?
Dice.
What you got? What are you drinking?
I got a little Black Label on ice. That's what I want.
Dear Lord.
So
I guess you must be off tomorrow because
I am off
too late for
tomorrow.
you to go.
Oh yeah.
That is exactly why.
I mean, this
So
is
I
like a
said-
Monday night for me, but like for you, I think Black Label's probably like, I'm not going to work tomorrow.
All week long, I was like, Thursday night, I'm not working. Friday, I said, I'm having some scotch with Bullpen. It's has to be.
You have
Has
the
to be how
bottle
it goes.
handy in case you need a refill?
Shit, no, I left it in the other room.
Dan, you be drinking on Mondays?
Dude, I got 3 kids.
I was gonna say Dan drinks every day.
I've done better, but no, yeah, Brandon's pretty much right. All right, I've got a Manhattan. Made a Manhattan. So
Nice.
that was my.
Do you get the cherries?
There's one down in there. You can see it.
Okay, good.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
That's the finishing touch.
That's the key.
All right, so we've sort of like figured this out. The last time we did a podcast was July 11th, 2000, preceding the 2018 football season.
Wow.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't even remember what we talked about. I can look back and see that we talked about the All-Star. I mean, Serena. I mean, we've our usual topics, but I'd be curious to know. There's been a lot of things that's happened since we taped a podcast. I had a list of them, but I don't think that, other than the fact that we all had kids and Tiger won a green jacket, I'm just wondering if any of you have any favorite like memories from sports in the last nearly 2 years. Like what stands out to you is like the big moment that you'll remember from either the 2018 NFL season, 19 NFL season. We had soccer. We had baseball mired with controversy. Round the horn. Evan, take it.
Wow, yeah, Tiger in the green jacket was pretty cool, and probably the part that I loved about it the most in the moment was when he ran up to Charlie, because he had that same walk up that hill when he won in '97, and his dad was there, and that was awesome. But I'm going to go with the golf, but that was a big standout there. Yeah, that's probably the highlight of the last 2 years, I'd say.
JP, what you think?
Kyle Shanahan shit in the bed late in the game because that's what Kyle Shanahan always does late in the game.
Can I take mine back?
It's more fun. It's more fun when we throw the hats and we're together. But yeah.
That and they who will remain nameless losing all of their followership, that's a highlight.
I'm just gonna leave that right where it is.
Ooh, that's a highlight.
Drobes, what do you think, man?
Well,
It's gotta
it
be
was
when
gonna.
Gronk actually became a WWE champion, right?
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that part.
Or Buccaneer.
Yeah.
That also.
It was going to be taking AJ to his first baseball game. We were going to go to A's Twins that opening weekend. But probably have to be a tie between the Twins setting the home run record. Never thought I'd see the day that the Twins and their small ball and, never having these big power hitters would set a home run record in baseball. So that was pretty cool, especially going toe-to-toe with the Yankees that last week. And then the other one's probably, Kirk beating the Saints with that throw to Thielen was amazing. Just kind of, breaking his big game narrative. I know it was just one game, but then he crapped the bed the following week. But I blame Stefanski more than I blame Kirk in that one. So, but yeah, it's probably a tie between those two.
So I think for me, it's as mired as it was, the controversy yet again is the Sharks Vegas game 7.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I've never, and I watched it on tape because I had put the kids down and I recorded it and I went back and like my phone was blowing up and I had to turn it over and I was not paying attention to it at all.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that like that.
I just
like in this day and age.
That was pretty cool. I mean, obviously the Niners going back to the Super Bowl was cool until we got to the Super Bowl and then it wasn't as cool. But yeah, I think that's true. So some other things that happened is let's see. What else do I have here? Oh, the U.S. won the World Cup, the Women's World Cup. So that was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Cool moment we didn't. Alabama didn't win a national title since we've done a podcast. So that's good.
Saban slipping.
I know. But the Blues did win a Stanley Cup, which is also equally as distressing. And the Raptors won. What else do I have here? Oh, the Nationals won a World Series without Bryce Harper, so that was cool.
Montreal Expos.
And they beat the Astros to do it. So
spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where do you guys want to go from here? Talk about how crazy. I don't know. I'm on Manhattan number 2, so I'm starting to yeah. I mean, I think the interesting
I need to catch up then.
We were talking about the NFL, like with the Super Bowl.
would you rather
Here we
give
go.
up your multiple first rounders for my president, Jamal Adams, or would you like to save your ducats like PJ and sign Antonio Brown to a 1-year deal and hopefully get back to the bowl?
I'd take Adams.
In a heartbeat. I'm not even a
I'd do that.
Niners fan, and I would.
You do Jamal Adams.
I don't know. I mean, our receiving core sucks.
That's why I'm going the other way, because Antonio Brown costs you nothing. He's got a ton to prove, and his shelf life might be a little better for what you need than Jamal Adams on the number one defense in the league.
I just
No love for Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah,
man,
well,
come on
yeah.
now.
I mean, okay, we'll see. But like,
Ayuk's not the problem. It's the dude who has to throw him the ball accurately.
But
this is
but
a
you just hit
gripe.
just hit Ayuk on the slant. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is throw it 10 yards and let Ayuk do the rest.
But Antonio Brown is still the best route runner in football, and you got to score points to win, and that's what happened in the Super Bowl. They couldn't keep up with the pace of Mahomes.
But if you're taking
They kept
if
kicking
you're
field
taking
goals.
a dig at Jimmy G, it doesn't matter if Antonio Brown's the best route runner in football. It's like Stephon Diggs going and playing with Josh Allen. He's still gonna miss him.
Yeah.
I like Garoppolo a little more than MAGA Adams.
Well, yeah, but I'd still take Jamal Adams. I think he's just a game changer on defense. And if you're the Niners, you need to get rid of those first rounders because you're gonna have to pay all these young guys that you have on the team right now.
Plus, you're sitting there, you're going against Russ twice a year. You've got Kyler up and coming. If Goff ever gets his thing together, you got to deal with them. So you're playing in a division with three pretty good offenses.
I just feel like you have to keep up with the scoring, and he doesn't cost anything. And if you get Jamal Adams and you give up those two, and Jamal's asking to be the number one paid safety in football, how are you going to pay George Kittle, who is easily your best player?
Well, you're getting rid of those first rounders.
AB doesn't cost anything because he's crazy. So you got to consider that when you throw him into that mess. That how is that all going to work out?
I think he'd be happy to be in San Francisco because he knows he's on a contender, and his revenge tour is a lot easier than it was when he signed with the Raiders and blew everything up.
I think you need a quarterback like a Brady or a Breeze or a Rodgers to be able to handle the personality of Antonio Brown. Like, I don't think Jimmy G is that type of guy that can keep him in check.
I don't think Lynch and Channing want it. They're not going to want that drama.
No.
AB on the Packers and the other side of Devontae Adams sounds like a cheat code.
Yeah, that's what scares the crap out of me.
What?
Yeah,
I just spoke. Green Bay would never do that, though.
No, they would never do it. Yeah, they don't want the headache either because they come, LaFleur comes from that Shanahan style of, not having a locker room like that.
They'd rather spend a first-round pick on Jordan Love.
There's that.
I can't tell you how much I laughed. I was on a Zoom call with Vikings fans on draft night, and we were all watching. We were waiting for the Vikings to pick, and when they took Jordan Love, even my dad was just laughing hysterically, and I've never seen my dad laugh that hard.
All right, so that's actually a good thing. So, so we're talking the NFL. Where outlook for your team right now? Well, I guess actually the big question is, are they going to play? Do you guys think that they're actually going to play? At least September 13th or whatever the opening day is. I think it's September.
So now we've seen the Hall of Fame game today.
Canceled.
Delayed. Canceled officially, right?
Yeah.
They can cut it down to like 2 preseason games and they're still fine.
Yeah.
They go no preseason games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they get camp going.
The NFL is the one sport that can survive without having fans in the stands. So I think they're the one that if anybody's going to play, it's going to be them. It's just how you can, manage the players getting it and testing and all that kind of stuff, because they're not going to be in a bubble like the NBA is, or, the MLS is or whatever, however they're doing it. So I think they will play, but I'm not confident that the entire season's gonna finish. I think they'll start.
You think they'll start on time, but then shut it down in the middle and finish
it
it like in April?
It only takes one person. It only takes one, as we've seen.
Big people watch Brady or Gronk, you feel me, get the Rona, and then they're like,
oh yeah. Well, did you see Brady's Instagram post today? Like, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself, and he's quoting FDR, a guy whose immune system was terrible. Yeah, exactly. Like, Jesus, Brady just basically said, "I have the Rona."
Our first shade came to FDR here on the return to the bullpen. All right.
We're off and running, man.
Did he have magic water that prevented concussions?
Yeah.
That's what he thinks.
Funny.
So there's that.
I think you're right. Actually, I think that's probably how it goes. They started off and somebody gets sick, and then they have to shut it down until next spring, and then we're playing like we're doing with the NBA. We're playing the 2019 NFL season in April, and we're playing the Super Bowl in June. I don't know.
I don't know. Personally, I think all these sports, like, I just until they can actually find a cure for this, or not a cure, but a vaccine, and clear, like, we might be doing this song and dance for like the next couple of years. Like, things might getting pushed back, delayed, all that kind of stuff, just because people are stupid. Like, it's, I mean, I'm looking at you, Florida and Arizona.
But the one reason I think the NFL could still pull it off on time is that they've got the best TV deal.
Yeah.
And the story we're now seeing today with Charles Robinson saying how they're going to have the first 6-8 rows basically just be advertising space.
Yeah.
They're going to make up some of that money at least.
Yeah.
So they could still get the reach on TV and that, and not lose all the revenue because they'll at least have advertising.
Well, again, they don't need any fans in the stands, and they wouldn't lose any. I mean, they'd lose a little bit of money, but they're the one sport that could survive it. I mean, you could make green screens in the lower bowls and just have ads running the entire time, like soccer does, like in a weird way, if you wanted to. So,
do the teams get the gate, or do they share that with the league? Like, do ticket sales go directly to the team? Like, so, I mean, capacity. I guess you'd have to deal with capacity because some stadiums are much larger than others. But, like, how much is the league involved in actual revenue from ticket sales? I know concessions go all to the team, but
I don't know off the top of my head.
I'd be curious to know because like, I mean, even if they start selling in October, November, they start selling like 20,000 tickets for these games, and they force you to sit in certain places or whatever. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I'd be interested to see what the league, what sort of hit the league takes on that, because they're the ones that are going to either allow it or not allow it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll find out. We've got season tickets to the Vikes, so
what have they said? Have they said anything?
Well, I mean, my dad's been making the payments as if they're going to have tickets for. He's going to have tickets for every game. He already sent out his annual email to everybody he knows that, if you want tickets to whatever game, let me know and I'll hold them for you. So,
it's the refund policy.
Huh?
It's the refund policy, just in case they don't allow you to sit.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I haven't asked him specifically about it. In the brief couple of times I've been able to see my folks, I haven't really, never really been. It's usually AJ's the topic of conversation. So, but yeah, that's a good question. I'll ask him that and try to find out. So next time I can bring it up.
That makes sense. JP, what do you think? Like, this is like, we're looking at an NFL season, 2.5 months from now, roughly, maybe a little bit more than that. But like, do you think this thing starts on time? And if it does, will it be just as satisfactory for the public without being there in person?
If basketball doesn't happen how it's supposed to, which is looking real nasty right now, I think that puts the NFL on a ton of shit. And the NBA is looking gross. Like, half the Sacramento Queens got the Rona all at the same time. All right, that is one team trying to get to the playoffs, and sporadically, multiple players are saying like, "Oh, I got it." Even if you're asymptomatic, like, yeah, but as the last we said, it takes one. You can get the equipment manager sick, you can get the manager sick, and then boom, you got one person dead. Now we got to shut shit all the way down and it just gets ugly. And then to prevent that, you just have to not play.
Okay, so to the NBA's point, like 22 teams in Orlando, living in close quarters with Chris Haynes and Woj and all these people that are allowed to be at Disney World with them. Like, is that going to work? Like, do we think the NBA? I mean, I don't know. Like, I still say, like you think, like somebody's going to get the whole damn thing down. But what are you guys' thoughts on the bubble for Orlando? It is 22 teams, isn't it?
It is 22.
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
I'm interested to see there exactly. They're gonna have to stack those games. I mean, if you're thinking it's like 3 different courts, and
it starts at 8 a.m. our time, and it goes all the way through like 5.
It'll be like the NCAA tournament.
It's gonna be fucking amazing.
I was just about to say that. I like that because then it's like just forget the local TV deals. Just make them all available online. Like charge a league pass at a discounted rate.
Don't even charge.
Game.
Like
but let the advertisers pay for it.
Yeah, I mean it'd be great if they didn't, but they're gonna have to. But
MLB's already screwing the pooch. They're already doing the blackout restrictions and everything on MLB.
See, that's crap.
.com, and it's so dumb. Like, if
60 fucking games, let people watch them. Who gives a shit?
You already had so much bad will with the pissing match between the players and the owners, and now you're going to make people pay for games. If I don't see a Twins game this year, I'm not going to be sad. I mean, I want to watch them, but like, I'm not going to be sad about it.
To be honest, I got an alert for a Giants Twins game about 2 months ago, and I texted Probes and said, "Pour one out. This is rough, man. Like, we only get to play the Twins like once every 6 years." Anyway, Ev, it's weird, right? Because it's like, as a journalist, you hope it works because you go like, all right, well, this is going to be good for not only news, for writing, for TV ratings, all that stuff.
For me getting a job.
Also that. And it's like, it just feels like it's like a balloon. Like if there's you pop one hole in it and the whole thing is going to come crashing down. And then we're going to be looking at no 2020 season finishing.
Well, and there's even just all the repercussions of the dominoes down the line. Like, how is next season going to be if they're having to start in December? And that's probably haven't heard yet if they're talking about still trying to do 82 games and 2 end it in June like normal. Like the next 2 seasons are probably going to be like compressed in some way.
Yeah.
But don't you feel like basketball could start in December and finish in the late July, right before the Olympics?
They could.
Nobody would care.
Well, that's the other thing. It's going to overlap.
Load management, Dan. Load management.
I guess that is very much a basketball thing. I get it.
Remember, Dudley said that. Dudley was talking about the soft tear injuries, and then Patrick Beverly hopped on his head and said, "We hoop all year round." I said, "Yeah, you do, but you're not playing NBA level games all year round. Like running pickup ain't the same as LeBron in Game 7. That's 2 totally different animals."
But I mean, it does bring up a question that came up. Is like we're looking at Tokyo next summer in late July, right? I think it's late July to late August. I mean, are they going to play basketball there? And if they do, is it going to be not NBA players? Like it'll be like your favorite IAHF World Championships. You'll just have the guys from the teams. That is a very competitive competition, Evan.
Dan, start practicing your jump shot right now.
There's no chance. You 3 have 10 times better chance than I might have a chance as like a punter right here if they need punters in the Olympics, but that's it.
Punt, pass, and kick competition.
That's it. Yeah.
He does look like Andy Reid, actually. Now, just say punt, pass, and kick.
You gave me that. Well, I am red faced. I've got the tomato thing going right now.
Dan is the same size as 10-year-old Andy Reid.
Christ. Now, that's a knock at Andy Reid because I am pushing maximum density here, but
maximum density?
There's no doubt. No doubt. This quarantine is thirsty.
That's the title of this podcast episode, Maximum Density.
Trying to entertain 3 kids every day. Work. Cook. I mean, that Cascade, by the way, Cascade wins the quarantine. Dishwasher soap wins the quarantine. I'm running the damn dishwasher at least once a day.
Oh,
with the young
sure.
children. And Brobes, you got the bottles and all that stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
for sure.
No, I hand wash the bottles, but we still use the dishwasher every
That's
night.
nuts.
It's
nuts.
running right now.
So if I'm looking at this, so these teams, so the Warriors are out, but the T-Pups are in.
Yeah.
No, they're
No,
not.
T-Pups are
in
out.
either.
No,
T-Pups are out.
So we got no harm. There's no. We don't have any rooting interest here.
The Wizards are.
Oh, except the Lakers.
We got Wizards, Lakers in the finals.
I mean, that would be the all JP final for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Is that a brown shirt he's wearing, by the way?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
Okay.
the Lakers or the Bucks are going to make it. This never happens how everybody expects it to be, and it's going to be two teams that no one wants to watch in the asterisk NBA Finals if it goes off correctly.
So like
Bucks.
Suns, Nets.
I just
Yeah, it'll be something real dumb.
I was thinking something like Bucks Clippers. Like you may have like Giannis and Kawhi, but like Bucks Clippers, like.
it's funny because I haven't looked at any of this because you know me and my NBA acumen, but the Wizards are in this mess at 24-40.
Yeah.
That's great. Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
They're going to need it.
All right, so we talked about the baseball a little bit. 60 games out of 162. So what's that? About a third, right? Mm-hmm. And I know, yeah. So if you're so from like as you look back in history, given the COVID, like we can't change that. But do we think that a 60-game season, which will lead into a normal 10-team playoff, is that a legitimate season in your mind, Brandon?
I mean, is it the 10-team or are they doing the expanded playoffs?
I think the expanded got cut because the players wouldn't agree to it. But I mean, it probably could change. They may decide to do like 12 or 16 teams, but
I feel like if they play it, like I feel like it there's always going to be an asterisk next to whoever wins. Just especially if it's like some team that like nobody really thought like a betting favorite or whatever. But I feel like 60 games is enough. Like and then a playoff. I mean, yeah, because I mean you look at the teams that started off like the best record, the best 60 games last year. It was like the Dodgers, the Twins, the Yankees, like, and all those teams were in the playoffs, come the end of the season. So,
and I think I heard today that the Nationals were like third worst in the NL after 60 games last year, and they won.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting, but I think the scheduling to me is the weirdest part. Like I know the DH thing is not going to sit well with Dan, and again, since it's a 60-game season, just try it out. But the fact that you're not going to play, like the A's and the Twins won't play each other. The A's and the Twins and the Yankees won't play each other in the regular season, right? Like because of they're doing the interleague and then your divisional games, which I get for travel purposes, but you look at the Phillies are going to have to travel to Tampa Bay to play the Rays when they could travel to Pittsburgh to play the Pirates. And to me, that just seems weird. I think you should have just kept it National League, American League, figure that out. And then that way the World Series would have been like old school World Series where, you would only play them. The only upside is that we are going to get Dodgers, Astros. That's the only upside.
He's not going to throw at him though. He already said he's not going to throw at him. So, JP, so like the odds came out today or yesterday, and today they've been kind of adjusting for like what we think. Your Orioles are, 300-1 to win the shortened season, just below the Giants. So don't feel bad. But like when you look at this, like, do you think if you were a betting man, if you had to pick a team, and I know you're not your baseball isn't your top deal here, but we've got. The top six are Dodgers, Yankees, Stros, Brobes Twins at 20-1. The Braves and God love it. The A's are 22-1 to win this shortened season because God knows the A's are only good in like half a season.
All you got to do
half a season. You only get A's. Not. What do you think, JP?
We'll go Braves.
Was that?
We'll go Braves.
The Bravos.
Yeah, the Braves. They caught fire at the end of last year. They're an interesting pick.
Hits all the home runs.
Albus?
Acuna?
Cunha.
Or Acuna.
Yeah, that dude
Freddie-
slapped from.
He had a good lineup.
Freddie Freeman, like that lineup can hit for
Did
sure.
And
JP,
watch them going something stupid like 30-10, and all of a sudden people are like the Braves run the world.
Yeah. I mean, you start 30-10, you're in the playoffs easy.
Yeah.
Like
And
at
it
that
is,
point.
by the way, it's the same playoff format. So 5 teams.
Oh,
per
okay.
league.
Gotcha. Okay.
No
the only
changes.
team in the NL we'll have to deal with is the Dodgers, and we can see they're beatable in 7.
They just gonna choke, especially when Kershaw get out there.
As long as Kershaw's pitching. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. The Dodgers probably have the best lineup top to bottom in baseball because they go righty lefty, whereas the Yankees lineup is they mash, but they're all righties. So you can match up with them if you want to. But yeah, the Dodgers pitching is always kind of the question mark. So
JP, when you think about the length of the season in comparison to a basketball or a football season, this would be like a 6-game NFL season. 7,
wow.
maybe, right? 6 or 7,
Right?
right?
Football.
Or yeah, right. And then like a
35 basketball.
yeah. So like in your mind, do you think this is legitimate, or do you think like I mean, obviously we're all dealing with the times we have to deal with what we have to deal with, but like what do you think? Like should they have just scrapped this whole thing and fucking moved on?
You know they're gonna asterisk it, but they can't. You have to try first. There's too much money on the line just to scrap it. That would be the smart thing to do. I mean, that's what college football will end up doing. I mean, these kids ain't getting paid, and they're all getting sick. Like, how does Clemson have 23 players?
Jesus, I know.
I mean, Alabama came back with 18. Georgia had 10. It's kind of wild, and they haven't really even started practice yet. So, yeah.
But they're going to the clubs. I mean, they're going to the clubs.
She's going to the bars too.
That's my point.
USC doesn't have any other cases because the Trojans of Troy are very intelligent human beings just going out there.
Well, because Reggie Bush is back, so he's just hosting a party at his house, and then they're all coming over.
Decade-long dominance done.
One thing we haven't addressed in this, because it happened in the last 61 million seconds or whatever the hell it is that I said earlier, I'm starting to forget now, is that the Astros are getting fucking off the hook here.
Oh yeah,
legit, right? And what do you think? Like, are people just going to completely forget about the Astros because we're playing this like mini sprint season and like?
Well, say it again, JP.
Let's just go bang trash cans.
Well,
right,
I get that.
That's what I was going to say. It's actually the perfect situation. It's going to be easier to hear the trash cans this year because there'll be no fans there, so they're not getting away with anything this season. So in a way, it's not bad.
They'll have the buzzer.
I was actually kind of pissed when at first I thought like basically they're going to get away with not losing those guys for a year, but they ended up firing Lunau and Hinch anyway, right? So,
yeah.
But none of the players are paying any price for it. They're getting all the play. So that's something that pissed me off. Like Bredman and all those dudes are just like, yeah, okay, we're cool.
What'd you guys make of the whole back and forth and negotiation, all the bullshit that went down? I mean, I know that like some of the like, younger guys and like the guys that are like in league minimum are going to make like $90,000 a year, which would be like a blessing to most people. But like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you think of that? Like, I thought it was a bunch of bullshit in general.
Never ever side with management. Never.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you obviously for us, you hate. Like, you just get tired of seeing millionaires argue with billionaires, but at the same time, the billionaires can, they can handle it. Like, they should have handled it better. Like, baseball missed a golden opportunity to get their shit together and start
and win.
They could have gotten all the eyeballs they wanted to, and now they're going to start 6 days before the NBA starts. Okay, you're going to be.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, exactly. So So good job, baseball. Once again, you screwed the pooch and you pissed off a bunch of people. And
Korean baseball might have higher ratings than Major League Baseball at points.
yeah,
Those
There's
first
a good
few
chance.
games.
But do you think it's because the baseballs, like the players' unions in the other leagues, are not as strong, which is why they just went, cool. Well, we're gonna do what the league wants. Like, I mean, granted, everybody's getting paid, but or is it just the nature of the baseball owners versus players relationship?
I think it's the relationship between the two is
just
not
about
as good in baseball as it is
clocking
maybe.
each other.
Yeah, and baseball's always had an image problem. The baseball owners and baseball in general have done a terrible job of marketing their players. Like if you put Mike Trout and Cody Bellinger and Christian Yelich like in a lineup, you ask like you bring 10 people up to them and say, hey, can you name these three guys? Like I guarantee you most people are not going to be able to name them.
Most people will be like, oh, hey, there's Pete Davidson.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, so, they've done a terrible job of marketing their stars, unlike other sports have done. So, and the players know that, which is why they try to get as much money as they possibly can. And those contracts are ridiculous, but that's a story for another day. If you can get that money, get that money. Yeah. That's why my kid, as soon as he can, he's grabbing a baseball. He's grabbing a bat.
Left-handed, really.
Yeah, left-handed. I'm tying his right hand behind his back, and I'm making him throw left-handed. But yeah, the baseball missed again, like they've always done. It's just their history. They get back in everybody's good graces, and then they go back away again with something like this.
All right, Evan, JP, if you guys want to grab a refill, that's cool, bro. So we got to talk NHL for a second. As Evan runs off to get the black label.
when are they even starting? Have they even said?
I don't think they've said.
No.
24 teams. It's some random ass freaking play-in round.
The only reason I'm excited about that is
because the Stars are in it.
The Stars actually have a chance to get the number one seed because they're in the top four. They're second place.
When they're playing the round robin, right?
But they're playing the round robin. So they actually have a chance to get the number one seed. That's the only reason I'm excited about that possibility, but I don't think it'll happen.
So you're still on.
I just don't think any of these sports are actually going to I think they're going to get screwed up somehow, whether it's the NBA, MLB, like NFL. I think they're all, because all it takes is it's not just one in each sport. It's one in any of the sports, and all the other leagues are going to be like,
and that's what happened to start this whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like the NBA had their first case, and then
they shut it down, and
everybody
else
shut down that day, basically,
Yep.
or the day after. I mean, I'm really, really interested because I love the format of it. I like the exciting part of, and it's going to be probably multiple games per day and like all that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the Sharks aren't in it, which is like super disappointing, but whatever. Like
it's ironic that 24 teams are in, and all three California teams are not.
But here's the other thing: why is Los Angeles one of the bubbles? Like, is it simply because of resources?
Got to be, right?
And also because of timing right now. It's one of the worst places to be with everything going on.
Yeah,
it must be rinks. I mean, the infrastructure, right? Like, I mean, I think Vegas is going to be that Pacific hub if it's not Vancouver. I assume the league will take a Canadian town. I mean, I don't know.
I do appreciate how the NHL and the NBA are at least allowing the teams that were fighting for those last playoff spots a chance to continue to fight for those last spots instead of just okay, we're ending the season as is and we're just going to do the playoffs. Like, at least they're giving them a chance to battle in.
But they kind of didn't, because I'm trying to remember, but there was a team that was 3 points out with 2 games in hand. I'm looking at it right now because
was it Montreal?
I remember looking at this before.
Yeah, but Montreal would have choked it away anyway. So
there's no doubt. But I'm just saying, you don't give them that. You don't give them a play-in opportunity there. So I don't know. I think it was cool that the NHL was the first ones to come in and say hey, we're going to do this. This is our plan. So it's good PR for them. But I kind of agree with you, Brobes. They're the lowest on the totem pole, and the second anybody gets sick, they're going to bail.
Yeah,
you have to. And then there's all the visas and all the shit they have to figure out with the foreign players in Canada and all that. Yeah, I don't know.
Hockey is probably the most difficult sport in terms of all this because of that, right?
Yeah. I mean, all the players should have to wear like the full face shields,
Oh, for
the clear ones.
Right.
And the locker rooms are like, I don't even.
Yeah.
Bad or not
Oh
already.
yeah. Ugh,
They're
gross.
not allowing us back into Sharks Ice, but even before pre-Corona, there was definitely Corona in those locker rooms. When I was playing rec hockey, it was rough, dude. Those things are nasty.
I mean, let's face it. We all had it already, like probably at some point. Like we probably all had it in like November, December. We probably got sick for a couple of days and thought it was the flu. And
So Dan will remember this, and Brandon, you will too, because you were there in the office at this point still. I went to Seattle mid-January, and I came back, and that was about when it hit up there. The first case was up there. For about 2 weeks afterwards, I had this dry cough that I was hacking all the time.
man, you spread the Rona around the Yahoo office. Good job.
Hey, I gave you guys all the antibodies.
And for the one,
you're welcome.
And I said next to you. Brobes is like happy he's 2 desks down. He's got 8 feet.
I had a buffer. Thank God.
Dad was your buffer. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Although I didn't get sick, at least not that I remember. But then again, I have petri dishes in here, so I get sick all the time.
That's
You got
true,
a stronger immune system than I do.
Yeah.
All right. So next on the list here, I don't know if you guys want to get into this stuff at all anymore, but like, you guys want to talk NASCAR and this whole debacle this week, or I shouldn't say debacle.
JP's thoughts on it.
I shouldn't say a debacle. I just mean like the circumstances that prompted the reaction and then the eventual results from the investigation. So JP, if you have thoughts, share. If you don't, that's cool too.
For nerd alert, I was one project away from being an Eagle Scout. I say that to say that you're in the Boy Scouts, all you do for like those first 3 years is learn how to tie knots, because those things come in handy when you're camping and teach you all these survival tactics. Not only do they teach you how to tie a fucking noose for a door pull. Like, it's the biggest fucking shit I've ever heard in my entire life. There are countless other knots that handle that same thing that aren't a noose. And NASCAR released the picture, and it is 1,000% a noose, not a door pull. It's a noose. Why was it there? It didn't there from October last year. How did everybody miss it? You checked 1,000 different spots in the stalls, and there was only one, and that ended up in Bubba Wallace. And if that ain't the biggest crock of shit I ever heard.
Yeah,
that's
not a coincidence.
Here's the thing I haven't heard yet that I want to understand. So they figured out, okay, it'd been there since November or whenever. It was in Garage 4, and they only assigned the garage a week before. Who assigns the garages? Yeah. Why did Bubba Wallace get number 4? Was it random draw, or did someone who knew maybe the way a rope was hanging in Garage 4? Let's put Bubba Wallace in Garage 4. I mean, yeah.
Where's the FBI investigation there?
And there, NASCAR only had to put the photo out because the one day on Wednesday, everyone was like, "Oh, see, the FBI said it wasn't a news, so blah blah blah." And NASCAR was like, "No, we need to actually put the photo out because all of our fans who watch Fox News don't believe it's actually happened."
Right. I'm upset that he had to take the flack because he didn't report anything. He didn't say. But everyone's saying that, oh, he's his Sunday, and now he's lying. He's making it up to start a race war via NASCAR, which he's literally the only black guy. How could he start a race war in a sport where he's less than 1%?
And he wasn't even the one who reported it.
Yeah, his crew chief and one of the crew members. So everybody's stupid, and NASCAR is still weak and whack. Like, they try to do their best. They really just wanted black people to watch a race, which they suckered us all in, because when he was in third place with 5 laps left, everybody tuned in. Then he ended up in 14th, dapped up the Black Lives Matter people behind him, which was a great moment, probably the greatest NASCAR moment in the history of making left-hand turns in 3 hours. Gave a cool little speech, said, "Fuck my mask," and then stepped off things up.
I will give NASCAR a little bit of credit for the fact that it took, 24 hours for that to happen, and then the drivers to step up and do that whole thing where they walked into the front before the race. You never saw the –
in there.
Say it again?
It was probably one of the drivers and one of their crew members who put the noose in there.
That was my other conspiracy. If the access was all limited to the garage and there's all those dudes on pit row lining up, like someone standing behind them was probably the dude who put it up.
Yeah, but if it's been up since October, then no, because access was not limited in October when they wrapped the season. So
true, but it could have been the same.
How come no one has any footage out of any of the cameras?
yeah, that's true.
Walk into a NASCAR garage. That's never been the case. Racist or not, you just roll up in there.
The point I was going to make though, JP, was you saw those guys the next day, at least the fellow drivers do something. You didn't see everyone join Colin Kaepernick immediately like that, right?
Yeah.
Like it took a long time for everyone to get on board.
And still not everybody's. Yeah.
No, I mean we haven't touched that at all.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's I like the NFL. Goodell saying like Cap should have a job and all that. Okay, that's good news, but good noise, I guess, is probably the right way to say it. Do you think the league's actually on board with him coming back? Like, do you think the players are? It's the same thing with AB. Like, do you want that noise in your camp?
Different types of noises, though. Like,
True.
Brings something hectic, and Cap literally proved for over 4 years that everything he was kneeling for and putting his money toward and his efforts outside of football is 1,000% right. And Roger Goodell still doesn't have the testicular fortitude to say his name directly in an apology. That's trash.
Sure. Totally.
My question is with Kaepernick is if someone is offering him a job legitimately, not as a publicity stunt, anything like that, does he even take it? Because honestly, I think he does more good by not being in the NFL than he would getting back on the field.
What was the deal with his term, with the agreement before? Was it that he never would come back when he got the money from the NFL before?
Remember, that was only wage. That was like wage garnishment. So when they hosed him for kneeling and all the dirt, that wasn't even the collusion case. That was lost wages. That's why him and Eric Reed both won, and then Eric Reed signed a few weeks later.
Yeah.
You ran my name through the press. I can prove that you did so, and I lost X amount of dollars, so I'm going to settle outside of court. You're no longer allowed to talk about that, even if I colluded or not, and now go about your business. And that's why Eric Reed got to play, because he wasn't the main antagonist, and then Cap was still ostracized off to the side.
I think teams will be more open to signing him possibly. I'm really fascinated to see how many people kneel week one.
I can guarantee.
Baker Mayfield said he was. Kyler Murray said he was. Like a couple
Matt
offensive
Rule said he might. Like,
but are they going to go back to the thing where the players are in the locker room for the anthem? Just to.
I don't think the NFL is going to do that.
Thing.
There's
a faction of this country that is just not on board, and it's going to become it's going to be a big political narrative once again, because that's all he has to stand on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did we forget that Nate Boyer exists and that he is a former Green Beret, and that this all started with him asking Cap to kneel and Cap saying, all right, cool.
Well, that's been kind of retold again. People have been putting that out again because people need reminders of why he's doing this to begin with. And the whole reason he took a knee instead of sitting. But, yeah, I don't know. You're starting to see some places there was the Tulsa semi-pro soccer team was like, we're not playing the anthem before our games anymore.
Oh, man, could you imagine? Could you imagine if they just didn't play the anthem during an NFL game? Oh, my God. You know who would lose his damn mind.
The song is whack. The third verse is super trash.
I know you're not a fan of the
What does it do? Like, what is it? It's a waste of the time.
To me, the only thing, like, for me when it comes to the anthem, it always reminds me of my grandfather. Like, when he would take me to games as a kid,
And Drew Brees.
Well, okay, sorry.
I'm kidding.
And he would.
I'm kidding.
And no. And we would stand and together, and it was some of my earliest memories of spending time with him and going to baseball games with him and stuff like that. So like, that's the only thing I think about when the anthem's played. I don't think about like, oh man, what a great country we have, and Florida's awesome. Like,
I mean, it's a cool moment. I mean, I enjoy it a lot more at a hockey game for some reason than I do, especially when they play both anthems at a hockey game.
when they
I
play
appreciate it a lot more there than I have at baseball games or whatever. But I don't know. It's
the Canadian national anthem slaps.
fucking great. It's amazing.
But the United States one don't even have a baseline. They don't have no soul. You already know who wrote it.
All right. What else you guys want? What do you guys want to wrap on? What else we got? I have a list for you today, but we can do that later if you guys something else you want to chat on.
We always need a list. I mean, we can't do a podcast without a list.
What's on?
I'm just sad that we don't get to do first and foremost because there's no games right now.
We will. We're back.
I thought Dan purposely didn't do that because his homeboy hijacked it and then ruined it for him.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. Honestly, I've heard it like in the last couple months, and it makes me cringe every single time.
Wait, he's alive?
Apparently.
He's still casting checks?
Guess so. We don't have to go. We don't have to go far down the road on that one, but let's just say yes. It's a remote island where he is, but otherwise he's doing fine. All right. Okay. So I'll just jump into it. Might as well, right? So this list, this is on Ranker, which you guys know the site, right? So it's fan votes. These are, and we'll go with the top 10. Top 10. Hang with me here. NFL player nicknames voted by the fans. Think of players you know, the nicknames they've had, and what people would think were the best ones.
I mean, the fridge has to be up there, and it's not even a good nickname.
That's number 6.
I don't like it, but it's popular.
Well, Prime time. Number 1. What else you got? There are a couple older ones on here, so I will give you that.
Is Magabosa on the list?
No, Magabosa's not on the list.
I feel like nicknames overall are not as big in the NFL as they are.
I don't know. When you hear these ones,
White shoes.
I don't think you'll be like surprised that they were that they're the top 10. Like these 10, yeah. I knew all of them, and you know me, I'm the least educated as all of you people.
Sweetness, yeah.
Yeah, Sweetness is number 5.
5.
Megatron?
Megatron is number 2. Calvin Johnson.
Night Train Lane.
Night Train Lane, number 4.
Nice.
So you haven't gotten 3 yet. 7, 8, 9, or 10.
Wait, did Cheetah make it since he won a Super Bowl? Tyreek Hill?
Nope.
Wow.
Ocho Cinco? Is that a nickname? Even though he changed
Ocho
it to
Cinco, but it's number 21 on this list, not in the top 10. Followed up by Gronkowski, whose nickname is Gronk.
Freak?
Nope.
Oh, what?
What about one Cleveland Tank Williams?
Tank Williams. Hold on. Let me scroll, because just in case Tank listens. Let me scroll. 18,
honorable mention.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Oh, this is the top 50. Just give me a second. I'll see if I can see if he's there. Tank William. We got Darrelle
Make sure we
Revis.
clip this part out for him.
We have a Darrelle Revis on there. Bullet Bob Hayes is on there. Oh. Ed Reed made it. Let's see, Josh Gordon's on here.
Tush Gordon?
Greg the Leg. Drew
Greg
Brees.
the Leg.
Ray Lewis. Shit. Tank didn't make it. Ken Stabler made it without a nickname at 50.
Wait, you just said that Drew Brees made it. So how is there Maga Breeze but not Magabosa?
Oh, no, Breezes.
Drew Brees' nickname.
Breezes. That's what they have here.
What?
Also, Christian Okoye made it without a nickname.
Mardi Gras F calls him Breezes.
Okoye had a name.
Oh, the Nigerian Nightmare.
Was that Okay, they didn't put it on here. That's funny. Okay, all right. So you
Nigerian
guys still have
Nightmare is one of
few
the
to go in the
best.
top 10. Few to go in the top 10 here.
Icky?
Nope. Some of these, when I say them, you'll.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
It'll
think
pop.
of old dudes.
Don't
Who
think
had a nickname.
there's some guys that were active last year.
Mean Joe Green.
Hmm.
No, he's not on here either.
Reggie White should be on there.
Reggie White is there. Minister of Defense.
Okay, there we go.
Number
Good
9.
one.
Number 9.
Wait, what was Deacon? Deacon Jones had a cool nickname.
Negative.
What about our guy? Lasky? Didn't John Randall have a nickname too?
Nah. Yeah,
I'll give you 11
he
and
didn't have
12
any-
just for fun. Honey Badger is 11,
Oh,
and Iron Mike is number 12. But
Wait,
Iron
is
Mike,
it
Iron-
Cromartie on there?
Iron Mike is Mike Ditka, which also is sort of confusing.
What about Cromartie?
Nope.
Him and Travis Henry could both use the nickname like Danny.
Oh, is Shady McCoy?
Nope.
Oh, I'm trying to think because you said like guys who played last year.
I mean, he didn't play very much. But he played.
Jimmy
You guys
G?
did you get? I don't know if you got 6, but maybe you did. I don't know.
You might as well just give us the rest.
I'm gonna go from the
It's
bottom. I'm
like-
gonna go to the bottom of the top. All right. So
It's
number.
almost midnight, and
Oh, that's true. We should probably go.
yeah,
All right. Number 10
11:30. It's not that
is
late.
Jets quarterback, Super Bowl 3.
my kid's gonna be up in
Broadway
5
Joe.
hours.
Broadway
Okay.
Joe, Reggie White. We got Minister of Defense. Ed Jones, too tall.
Oh,
Number 8. Jerome Bettis, number 7. The Bucks. I don't remember if we said this one, but I'm gonna say it like we didn't. The Fridge at number 6.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that
the
was
first one.
Okay,
JP
Sweetness
dropped.
was 5. 4 was Dick Lane Night Train. Number 3, just behind Deion Sanders and Calvin Johnson, Primetime Megatron, Beast Mode was number 3.
Oh, okay.
Beast Mode's a good one. I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah.
much to the pain of 49ers fans, but
I don't know nothing about No Snow.
All right. Well, I don't know. You guys, if there's anything else you got, but I mean, we've rolled for a while here, and I hope we do this more. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know,
When's the next one? That's what I was about to say.
I don't know. Next Thursday is like 4th of July, but maybe the following week we should do it.
Should we wait till sports are actually happening?
It's up to
I
you
mean,
guys, huh?
we waited 61 million seconds, so
Hey, we got UFC on Saturday. We got boxing all week.
Are you watching that Top Rank stuff though?
Well,
I'm
actually,
excited for Fight Island the weekend
That
after 4th.
first,
Hold on.
of course, he didn't retweet, and he didn't even retweet Espen, and Espen hosted the fight, but he retweeted me when I posted that body blow.
real quick. So we've got UFC, we've got NASCAR, and we have golf. And I know what Evan's going to say here, but what do you guys boxing? Sorry, boxing. What are you actually watching? And I'll go for it and say that I have actually watched little to anything. I watched 1 hour of a NASCAR race, and that's it with my kids because they were like excited and it was on. I'm like, all right, fine. What are you guys actually watching? What's excited you since they
I've watched a
started?
couple of
playing?
UFC events. Like
And has it been
first one
good
that
without
came back.
fans? Like you're good with it?
I thought it was highly entertaining because one of the first fights, like they interviewed the winner afterwards, and he said like he switched up his technique because Daniel Cormier, who's one of the announcers on the side, kept telling him what he should do, and he coached him up better than his actual coaches did. He said he could hear him.
Well,
because he was on the side.
Oh, what's his name? The woman beater from the Cowbums.
Yeah, was it
Greg Hardy.
was it Hardy? Was it Greg Hardy? Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. That you could hear the announcers there. But that going back to sports, like I think no fans, but mic up as many guys as you can and have that audio going, because baseball was doing that before in spring training. They were doing that the first couple of weeks, and it was freaking money.
Really
and if you could do more,
good
if you
stuff.
could do more of that, like that will get me to watch more baseball.
But will it?
Clip of a Syndergaard throwing behind what's his name's back, and then the umpire and the manager talking shit. My ass is on the line.
But do you
That means you want to watch baseball.
But do you think because the games are like they quote unquote mean something in a 60-game season or a 2014 playoff or whatever, do you think that people will be less willing to talk as opposed to spring training? Like you saw it in golf, like some of the guys are like, "Fuck this, I'm not wearing that." And then when they did wear it, they dropped F-bombs live. So,
but golf is, I mean, it's not as like, fan interactive. Like baseball needs goodwill, and the players hopefully know that. Like, hopefully they get mic'd up.
Clearly they don't.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have bent over from it either, but like that, the owners either. But I think they fucked it up too.
Yeah, that was only like Justin Thomas and Rahm, I think, were the two main dudes who were like, we're not wearing them. But you listen to the other dudes wearing them, and they're like, oh, fuck. I mean, they're just like, and Faldo's like, oh, it's a technical term for he sliced it. I mean, like, they have fun with it. They play it off. Like, I think it humanizes them when you hear that shit. Like, I'd rather hear those guys talk about that. What's that?
Golf a sport?
I think we did this in like episode 13, and I don't want to go back there because it just creates animosity amongst the group. So if we can just all agree to disagree on that. All right, y'all. Good times here on the
hopefully on the next episode we can break down me whooping Evan's tail in some Madden, because hopefully he is waiting for.
All right, so I got a PS4 for my birthday. It's my first gaming console in like
just in time for the
years?
PS5 to come out in October, by the
way. Good purchase.
Well, my wife was like, she didn't want to wait till like Christmas to when it was going to be more expensive, harder to get. Like it was already
smart.
The Ford was already sold out. She said right now, like she's got a friend works at Target in SoCal. She had to like call him to be like, hey, he looked through their system, he couldn't find any. Like,
Pulaski, this coming from the dude who owns 4 acres in Gilroy.
He's the mayor of Gilroy.
He's my real estate agent in Gilroy. Like he's constantly.
Yeah, that's true. I'm constantly setting up listings. So I'm like, come on. Yeah.
All right. So I hope you whoop him, Madden. Let's just do that.
Honestly, I just want him to accept like to play at some point. So
I thought I accepted your friend request.
Yeah, you accepted the friend request, but we still haven't set up a time to play. So
all right, I gotta practice.
Okay.
Practice.
Wait, what team are you rolling with though?
I'll let him be the Niners. I'll be the Vikings.
He's gonna lose as the Niners.
All right, fine. I'll be like I don't know,
I'll be the Dolphins, fine.
I'll be the Dolphins, fine.
He'll still kick his ass with the Dolphins.
I'll run some Fitz magic on him or something.
You gotta pick Cincinnati, and he can pick a real team.
Okay.
All right, well.
Washington.
Leaving it right there.
Is that a real team?
All right. So, hey, Brobes, did we get the Twitter account going?
I didn't get the email. Did you get the email?
I don't know.
It went to you, Dan. You set it up.
Yeah.
I thought you said you got the email. All right, so, anyway, tweet at us at the Bullpen Podcast, and somehow we'll figure out how to tweet from there.
Yeah. We might have to create the Bullpen 2 electric boogaloo account.
One thing I know that does work is the Bullpen Podcast at Gmail inbox. So you can shoot any comments, questions, concerns you have there. But otherwise, hey boys, I really hope we do it again soon. Like
yes, I missed you guys.
It's almost. I wouldn't say it's easier, but it's good to talk to y'all. And I'm happy.
I want to see how much JP's facial hair grows in the next episode.
This is it.
That's that's the maximum, no matter what.
A little dirt on my face, and that's all I'm getting.
You got any grays in there yet?
Oh, thank God, no.
Yeah. All right. You don't have
Good for you.
Someday, young man. All right. Thanks for checking out the Bullpen Podcast. We'll see you when we see you.